Hello students, let's continue with Financial Intermediaries lecture number 6. The next point is valuation of securities. Valuation means fixation of the prices for the securities. So it's a general tendency in the stock market that the share prices of the company whose demand is more in the market will tend to be priced higher than the companies who are just entered and who are working hard to have a sustainability in the market will be fixed prices lower than the other companies. So I think the point says very clearly that the fixation of prices are based mainly on the two factors, that is supply and demand. Okay, so as you know the law of demand, if there is more demand for the securities, the prices will be high. And if suppose there are plenty of securities with the same range of fixation of prices as well as the dividend part, then obviously the demand will scatter to the majority of the companies. So in that case, the share prices has to be fixed low. So it's a vice versa case, like supply and demand. More the demand, higher the cost, as well as more the supply, the rate will be down. So that is all about valuation of securities. The next one is transactional safety. Okay, so you have all the security for your investment, students. In the stock market, all the listed companies are trading, because if they are going for initial public offer, or else if they are in the primary or secondary market, means that they have already abided by the rules and regulations of the stock market, or else the SEBI, which is the governing body for all these transactional status. So that means your investment part is absolutely safe. In what sense we are speaking? Because on the other hand, I have said it is a gambling. There is no surety, of course. Now also I am saying the same thing. There is no surety for your returns, but it all depends upon the market risk. I think you might have heard in the like mutual fund advertisement in the TV also. All investments are subjected to market risk. Please note this point. So why do they give this caution at the end? Because all these fluctuations, that is up or down, is not in the hands of the companies. It is depend upon the market and the supply as well as demand factor in the society. So to that extent your securities are at risk, but your transactional safety, like commission, the broker cannot charge more commission. There is a percentage given by the SEBI. Then even there are underwriters. There are all the players who have to work under the purview of the stock market or else the SEBI guidelines only. They have to follow the guidelines. So that means you cannot be cheated by any of the players in the stock market. If so, also you can absolutely fight for your justice with the SEBI. You can sue in the court of law. Okay. So the next is contributor to economic growth. So stock exchange offers a platform for trading of securities of various companies. So there are, as I told you, there are blue chip companies, there are introductory companies, as well as there are mediocre companies. So this process of trading involves continuous disinvestment and reinvestment. What do you mean by disinvestment and reinvestment? It is nothing but purchase as well as sale of securities. Okay, which offers opportunities for capital formation and subsequently growth of the economy. I think students, since the college level, you are talking about this GDP, capital growth, capital formation and economic growth. So what is the connectivity between this capital formation and the growth of the economy? So here the main purpose of stock exchange, which is motivating the people to invest in these companies by giving more options in front of them. There are more alternatives to invest our money, hard-earned money. So just imagine a case, suppose if the stock markets are not there, financial institutions are not there, what we will do? We will only keep the money idle. But here the money will be growing. So in all the way, the capital formation of the country will be huge, and accordingly the growth of the economy also. So we'll go further. It says about making the public aware of equity investment. Yeah, stock exchange absolutely giving you the information about investment in equity market, and by rolling out new issues to encourage people to invest in securities. That's what I told students. So when you have an option, then only you can proceed, right? So this awareness is given by the stock market with variety of investment avenues, variety of companies, okay, and even a lucrative investment avenues as well as returns. Then it also gives you a scope for speculation by permitting healthy speculation of the traded securities. The stock exchange ensures demand and supply of securities and liquidity. Speculation is not wrong. Speculation is not bad, students. But there has to be some healthy speculation. Misguiding speculation, unreliable speculation, imaginary speculation won't work in the stock market. So with the ground reality, considering the ground reality with solid research, if you make a speculation, then absolutely it is very healthy and you are meeting the demands of the society. Okay, in terms of what? More liquidity, because for example, one company, take an example of Wipro. Wipro company is going to tie up with the American institute or an American company. Okay, there is a merger of the two companies, you can say. Then can you imagine the speculation of the stock market brokers or else any other players, how it will be? So America is a developed country, and Indian, even though not only Wipro, even for example some mediocre companies also you just take down. In that case, even that mediocre company will also earn more profit with the help of issue of shares, and their capital formation will be more. Why? There is a speculation that there is a tie-up with these American companies, so there is a merger of all assets and liabilities, so their capital will be more, accordingly the returns also will be more. So this will be because they have not yet promised anything, but still what will be the speculation? Yes, brokers, all of them are speculating positively about the returns, about the increase in the share prices, about the stamina of the company. Then when all there is positivity, then obviously the share prices will go up, shoot up, and more people are intent to invest in those companies, even though it is not so well established company in India. But with that merger point, okay, so that is a step what they have taken. So with that step, these companies are doing very well in the market. So obviously there is a liquidity which is being flowed into the company in the form of investment. I hope this point is clear. So the next point is also same. It facilitates liquidity so that easily you can convert your investment into cash. Unlike your real estate business or else like fixed assets, which you need time to convert into cash. But here all the dealings are through online, through Demat account, and if you just a click you can purchase or sell the securities in the market. So that is what it's called as liquidity. More, that is also, it is also called as, students, marketability. Okay, the next one is capital allocation. So profit making companies will have their shares traded actively, and so much companies are able to raise fresh capital from the equity market, because the blue chip companies or profit making companies always enjoys more demand from the public. So it helps for them to better allocation of capital for the investors so that maximum profit can be earned. Okay, so their return will be more, even their capital allocation also will be more for the profit making companies. It encourages investment and savings. Stock market serves as an important source of investment in various securities which offer greater returns. So you can decide what is my aim, long term, medium term or short term. So how much dividend do I expect? Because students, shorter the span of time, higher will be the risk. That is what all investment advisors suggest. Please have patience, invest in longer duration so that your risk will be minimized as well as you can earn a stable return. But an aggressive investor always wants to earn more within a short period of span of time. But that is, sometimes it will work out and sometimes you have to face the danger of risk or losing your money also. You cannot help. But on the whole, the stock market is giving you more avenues for investment. And you can save also more if the luck works on your part. Okay. So this is all about importance of stock exchange. So student, in this slide, understanding the stock exchange platform. The stock exchange is precisely a platform that conducts the trading of financial instruments like stocks and derivatives. The activities on this platform are regulated by SEBI. The participants have to register with SEBI and the stock exchange in order to conduct trades. Trading activities including brokering, issuing of shares by companies, etc. So in this slide, what is just a elementary introduction regarding the stock exchange platform. So point to be noted here is, students, all the stocks and derivatives has to be registered in the SEBI. That means all the compilation of rules and regulations has to be passed. Then only you are allowed to enter into the stock market and to trade. So it brings you transparency for both the companies and investors. People can rely. It is not just like you are meeting the standards of SEBI. Okay. So once you get the standards as well as ratings from the SEBI that you can trade in with, because you have compiled all the regulations of the SEBI, then automatically the confidence level will boost among the investors about these companies. So this acts as a insulin for even to raise interest among the investors also. So that is what is about the stock market platform. Moving further, we'll study about the types of dealings in stock market. I think students, this part will be very much useful for your MCQ questions also. Please try to understand the meaning so that you can spot the correct answers in the examination. Okay. Types of dealings in stock market. We have all studied about the features of stock market as well as working of stock market, who are the players in the stock market. So now about the transactions we are speaking about. The first one is spot delivery contract. In the examination, they may ask you about the description and you have to identify what type of a transaction it is, either spot, ready, delivery transactions or else forward delivery contracts. So what is spot delivery contract? It is defined as a contract which provides for actual delivery of securities and the payment of price either on the same day as the contract or on the next day. Okay, students, spot delivery contract. So if the payment and delivery of securities are on the same day or the next day, what is the condition? Contract means there has to be some bindings for both the parties, right? Buyer as well as seller. So what is that binding says now as per the law? According to this contract, the payment has to be done today or tomorrow, as well as the delivery of securities also will be done today or tomorrow, that is next day. Clear? That is spot delivery, on the spot. You can remember like this, on the spot delivery today or the next day, the payment as well as delivery has to be done. Delivery of securities has to be done. Yeah. So because here the sale is said to be complete on the same day of the contract, the listed securities are allowed in trading the spot market. Then the next one is ready delivery contracts. So ready delivery contracts means a contract for the purchase or sale of securities for performance of which no time is specified and which is to be performed immediately within a reasonable time. So what is that reasonable time? It is not exceeding 7 days from the date of contract, students. How much it is? It is 7 days from the days of contract. For example, today is 17. 17, if you have entered into the contract, the next 7 days will be your described time for the delivery as well as payment. Okay. Payment as well as delivery takes place within time period of not exceeding 7 days from the date of contract. Okay. It is called as what? Ready delivery contract or cash trading or cash transactions. A short period of credit is given to you. But whereas in spot delivery, today as well as next day is the time limit. For ready delivery contract, it is 7 days. It's all about the settlement we are talking about, students. Dealings means what? The purchase as well as sale is done and how the payment will be either in today or next day, or else ready delivery contract is the time limit is 7 days. Then the next one is forward delivery contract. Okay. The contracts which are discharged in fixed settlement days are called as forward delivery contracts. It's a contract between two parties to buy or sell an asset at a specific price on a future date. Forward. Okay. You can relate with this. Forward or future date. The transactions are settled on a future date. So they are used in hedging or speculation. A forward contract can be customized for any asset, for any amount and for any delivery date. So what is this forward delivery contract, students? In other words, you can also remember like this, where the settlement as well as payment and delivery of securities takes place once at the end of every fortnight through clearing house is called forward delivery contract. So here the duration is extended up to 14 days, right? Every fortnight, if they are settling the transactions with the help of clearing agents, they are nothing but the banks who are acting as a clear agents for these investors as well as companies, will be called as forward delivery contract. Spot delivery, it is today or next day. Then ready delivery contracts, the time limit is 7 days. And forward delivery contracts, the time limit is maximum 14 days. So for example, commodities, foreign currencies, market indexes and individual stocks all can be underlying assets for derivatives. In forward contract, the prices will be paid on a future date, that is ultimately maximally for 14 days. Okay, both agree an established future date. Please remember like this, forward or else future date. That future date will be after 14 days. So completing the types of dealings, we'll move forward. We'll move forward. That is with speculative dealings in stock market. Speculative dealings in stock market. So let's see those concepts one by one. And again, this is also very useful, students, for your MCQ type of questions. Please understand the meaning. That's enough. Okay. Since you don't have any description type of answer this time, please understand the concept, meaning, then you can answer as well as you can Spotify the answer. The first one is option dealing. So option dealing means what? It refers to the right to buy or sell security within a certain period of time. That's it. What option you have? Either spot delivery, forward delivery, or else ready delivery contract. So right to buy or sell securities within certain time is called as option dealing. Then the next one is margin tracking. So what do you mean by this margin tracking? The shares are purchased with money borrowed from brokers, wherein the level of deposit to cash or securities that is maintained by an account with the broker is called margin. Margin setup means what? some amount of deposit has to be in the form of cash as well as securities by the broker. So what is that margin is called? The minimum amount of cash or else the securities what the broker is holding in this account is called as what? Market. Sorry, the margin. Then the next one is arbitrage. Like in multinational business finance concepts, you will study in detail about this. Now just look at the meaning first. It refers to benefiting from the difference in price of security prevailing in two stock exchanges. The arbitrager would buy the security in the market where the prices of the securities are cheaper and sell it in the market where it is costlier. So students, arbitrage, there are various stock exchanges which are registered in India. So out of those stock exchanges, this arbitrager will select the share prices where in those stock exchanges where the prices are low. That is what is the common tendency of any buyer, right? We tend to purchase at lower price and we will try to sell it at a higher price. So what he is doing, he is purchasing the same securities from one market. For example, for 100 he has purchased, and in another stock market, suppose for example in Surat Stock Exchange market, the same securities are trading for rupees 120. So he will be selling the same securities in those stock markets. So that means he is a registered member in both the things. So 20 rupees will be profit for him. So what is the use then? When the arbitrage is done between two markets within the same country, it is known as domestic arbitrage. If it is done among the countries, different countries, it is known as foreign arbitrage. So this is the process whereby a dealer in a security will indulge in buying and selling of securities to take advantage of the price difference prevailing in different market is known as what? Arbitrage. So buy in one market, sell in another market, stock market where the prices are high. So the difference between both will be the profit for him. So as easy as it is to remember. Clear? So arbitrage in one line. Purchase the securities from one market where the prices are low and sell in the other security market or stock market where the prices of the securities are high. Clear, students? We'll move further. Then the next concept is wash sales, a kind of fictitious transaction in which speculator sells a security and then buys it at a higher price through the another broker is known as wash sales. No? I wash, we say. I wash. What does that mean? It's fictitious, right? You are pretending. So what he is pretending through transactions only, this broker is pretending. Fictitious transaction, we say. It is not real. Okay. Deliberately, the broker is doing this. Wash sales refers to a transaction in which sells the particular security from one broker and both the brokers are from his side only, students. Clear? There are two parties from my side. I tell my broker to purchase the shares at 100 rupees. Okay. And another broker he's also mine only and he's purchasing from my own broker at rupees 150 rupees. Just to show that for this price, for these shares, the demand is too high. Okay, so that they are making others to believe that the share prices are genuinely high, whereas it is not. So these all are the tactics which are taken place by this broker. Yeah, so that's why it is called as fictitious transaction. And the next one is cornering. What do you mean by cornering? The situation in which an individual or group acquire major portion of company's shares. It leads to rigging. So individual or some of group of individuals holds the entire supply of particular security. Maximum things are purchased by them only. Then what happens? Outside it is depicted that there is a more demand for this company's shares. So automatically they are trying to create demand, artificial demand for this securities, and so by the prices are also will increase. And who has done that? It has not done automatically because it is all the intentional transactions which are done by these brokers or else some individuals who are like-minded and who want to increase the share prices of some companies. So that is called as what? Cornering. Okay. Then the next one is, student, rigging in the market. So this is nothing but artificial increase in the prices of the shares. In a bull market wherein already we have studied, there is an increase in the share prices. All the speculators are expecting rise in the share prices. It is a practice of artificially hiking the prices of certain shares in the market through creating artificial scarcity. They are not trading with much of the security, so that just to show that to the public there is a scarcity of the shares. So there is a reason the prices are going up, whereas it is not. And the last one is blank transfer. What do you mean by blank transfer? It contains details of only the seller. The details of the buyer are not mentioned. The blank transfers are now banned as they are encouraging an evasion of income tax and stamp duty, because both this company as well as investors will be taxed here. But under this blank transfer, where it is executed by a person who is the dealer, or else the company's name is only mentioned but not about the buyers. Okay, so already these transactions have been banned, so need not to worry much. So we'll move further, students. Market makers in stock market. So market makers, already the stock markets are the largest avenues for investment. There are two types, that is Bombay Stock Exchange and National Stock Exchange. Now National Stock Exchange, famous in India. And companies list their shares for the first time on stock exchange through initial public offer. Investors may then trade in these shares through the secondary market. Initial public offer, IPO, those companies who are transacting for the first time in the primary market will be issuing this type of shares, and the same shares will be available in the secondary market for repurchase. Okay. So let's see, who is a market maker? Is a firm or an individual who actively quotes two-sided markets, provides bids and offers. Okay, bids as well as offers. It is also known as ask price along with the market size of each. Please remember these two terms, bid and ask, or bid or offer. There are two-sided prices which have to be quoted. So the first one is the bid price, which refers to the highest price a buyer will pay for a security, or else it is the price at which the dealer will buy the securities. In simple line, the buyer will purchase the security as this security at this price, or else the highest price a buyer will pay for a security. The ask price refers to the lowest price a seller and opposite of the same. Okay, there are two prices as I told you, bid as well as ask price. So bid price at which the dealer will buy the security, and the ask price will be the lowest price a seller will accept for a security. Like there are buyer and seller. Obviously bid price is fixed by the dealer or the seller, so that he will fix a high price. But whereas ask price is asking for what? A purchaser is asking for the price wherein obviously his tendency will be to purchase at lower price. So he will be quoting the lower price. So if the same price is accepted by the seller, then it is called as what? Ask price. The transaction is dealt for ask price. And the difference between these two prices is known as spread. Smaller the spread, the greater the liquidity of the given security. So with this, we can conclude today's concept. So wherein we have studied importance of stock market, then stock market dealings, spot, ready and forward delivery contracts, then the types of dealings option, hedging, margin, arbitrage, wash sales, cornering, etc. also we have studied, students. And at last, market makers with two types of prices, that is bid and ask price, also we have studied. So with this we can conclude today's concept, and in the last class of this chapter we will be studying settlement procedure of stock market operation. So once the operation, that is buying and selling, is done, how this payment is going to be settled. Okay, so that we will study in the next class. Thank you.